Hey friends, welcome back to Live Free and Tool, and today we're doing something a bit different. It's a different type of tool, but still a tool. This is the P7 M30 mobile laser engraver. Now, that's not something you see me reviewing every day, but I'm a huge techie. I do 3D design, I do graphic design, I do videography, I do a ton of stuff. And this is all the same type of code, which is a G code that you pop out in order to program and run these things, kind of like a CNC machine. Well, with that being said, this is pretty normal for me. This is by atomstack. They contacted me. They wanted me to test out their product. I obliged. I am a huge techie, so we're going to get into this today. I'm going to show you the pros and maybe some of the cons as well. So it's going to be open and honest. But I do have to say, some of the stuff I've made so far, I've been so impressed with. I've actually just given it away to companies and now they're using it as promotional products. So stick around. This is going to be amazing. My name's Brent. This is Live Free and Tool On. Here we go. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is what type of laser is this? This is a laser that you can carry around just like this. This is the full thing right here. It's not very big. So you're not going to be able to engrave the biggest things. This is a 200 by 200 millimeter space. And if you take a look, this is probably just about as big as you're going to get. Now this is my wife's brand, Raising Traditions on there. We designed it. We love it. So we've been making custom cutting boards with this and doing a lot of work, which has been so much fun. This is one that we've kind of been messing around with, calibrating it, and then this is the final version. Check this thing out. It's so cool to be able to make custom things that are going to last a long time, and that's exactly what this does. Now, it's not a super strong laser. That's why this one is more meant for engraving. Now you can do small material cutting like 2 or 3 millimeter density type of wood, hobbyist wood, but where the shines is engraving. Now, why do I like a mobile engraver? That is a great question. A lot of people have a huge laser machine that has a big setting and you can do like a 24 by 24 or 12 inch by 12 inch. With this being just at 8 inches by 8 inches, that's pretty small, so you're limited in what you can do. But the mobility portion of it, well, let me tell you something, that is amazing that I can just come set this on this butcher block right here and I can engrave anything I want, right? I can engrave, a turntable over here. I can do just about anything. And that is something that is invaluable at a lot of times, especially if you have custom tables. Now, a couple things that we need to talk about with this particular laser is, right now I'm holding it, so it's super light, but the build quality, it took less than 5 minutes to actually set this up because it was maybe 6 machine screws that I had to put in, maybe. But it also came with a little toolkit as well, spacer, so this is a fixed laser, so it just has a little spacer for its focusing, which is really nice and really simple. Now, when this came with, here they are, very, very straightforward instructions. The instructions only took me maybe 10 minutes to read. I downloaded the program GBRL, which is Gerbil. I know, it's just a software to drive this into. Now you can use a number of different types of files, like PNG files, JPEG files. You can do drawing files. You can do a ton of different files in order to put into the Gerbil program. Now, you can also use Lightburn, which is a paid-for program. Has a bit more features, but the open source Gerbil program works just fine, and that's what I'm working in right now because it's so easy to work in it. Why wouldn't I use that? So it does everything mobile. It's super solid. The materials it's made out of is super solid. This is really nice extruded aluminum, and it's very accurate. And the point that the accuracy is very good too. Now it does come with risers. See right here, that goes under each feet, and the reason why you have that is if you have something thicker, maybe a tumbler, then you can actually engrave it. Now in order to engrave a tumbler, you're going to need to use a rotary tool. Now this is sold separately, but I would highly suggest that you do that. Whenever you're using this, you're going to have to calibrate it. As you can see right here, this is my test tumbler, and I made some mistakes, and we're all going to make mistakes, but that's how we get better at things. And as we get better, you can see it's okay. We got a little bit better, and then the final product, when I learned how it actually worked well, it actually came out beautifully. Look at this. Can you all see that? I am so impressed with the detail that I can get out of this, what I can actually do. Now this is just about maybe 4 inches, and look at that detail. That is amazing detail in order to make some really cool custom stuff. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and engrave something. Now this is not something that you would typically engrave, but we're going to make these custom for my wife. This is actually a jar topper that's made out of wood on top and has a nice little seal underneath, but it's a semi-flat surface. But I think we can rise above the occasion there, and we can really make a really cool design on here. So let's go ahead, we're going to pop into the computer, we're going to get this set up now. Okay, so I've got the laser turned on, I have the computer ready, I've already imported my image into the computer. I'm actually using a PNG file, which Gerbil actually works very, very well with. Now, with my design, it's imported, it's fine, everything's set up, I've got the laser connected, everything's there. Now, before we get started, one of the things that you have to know, and the reason why I have it here, is that you have to always watch your laser cutting, laser engraving, because it can cause a fire. You are engraving, you are using very high heat in order to do that, and you need ventilation. Either you're going to do it outside, or you're going to do it in a place that you have very good ventilation, because smoke is going to happen. That is part of the process. So safety first, we're always going to make sure we do that. We're setting this up right now. The next thing we need to do, if we just pull it in, we need to make sure we have the right spacing here. So what we're going to do, they give you this nice little spacer here. We're going to put that down. This nut here, we're actually going to turn, release it. We're going to drop that down so we get the right spacing. We'll tighten it back up. We'll pull the spacer out, and we know that we have the good space. Now, the next thing we need to do, we frame everything out. Now when I do the outline of it, that's really going to show me exactly what's going to happen. Now everything is aligned. Now all I have to do is hit the start button, but first we got to make sure the ventilation's on. We're going to zoom in, and I'm going to show you a couple really cool things. Here we go. Wow, look at that. Look how good that looks. This is amazing. Looks, and that is raw. Typically what you would do is you would sand that, but just look how clean. Look at the detail. This is super tiny right here. This is only 69 millimeters. That's tiny, Wall. That's less, that's like 3 inches. Let's get a focus in here. Wow. So check this out. It fits just great. So this is going to help seal my wife's glass jars, and just look at that. Look at how beautiful that is. The details that you're able to do in just this little bitty, this is not even 3 inches. It's absolutely amazing. So that shows you the abilities of the laser. Why mobile laser is so important. Now, I like the big lasers too, because you can do a lot of big jobs, but for the little stuff, I don't think you're going to get better than this awesome laser. Now, it doesn't even cost that much money as well. And you can get the open sourced free software, so why would you want to pass that up? You can do really great personalized items. You can do a lot. Now, you got to make sure that you have a computer that can run the programs. You got to make sure that you're willing to understand the design and understand the programs and understand the system. But it's so easy. Why would you not at least want to take a chance? And for the little bit of money that it costs to get it, it's not too bad. Head down below, check out the link, go check out the system yourself, go look at other reviews and see some of the really cool stuff people are doing, because you can make tumblers, you can etch metal, you can cut plastic, you can engrave and cut some wood, you can do so much. It's so cool in order to do it. And everyone, I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. It helps out the channel. And I really hope to see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.